So we're threading it through backwards through the rod down to the reel. Then we want a simple knot, but one that lies flat. So a simple grinner knot, just twist it a few times round first as a guide, and then 3 or 4 times through. We'll go 4 this time for safety. Just wet the knot there before it actually pulls up tight. I always like to tuck it right up behind the spool. Okay, so there's that. Now what I'm going to do now, and one last tip, is before you tie the knot, make sure your bail arm's off, because once your bail arm's off you can then turn it on and wind straight in. So I'm just going to put some backing on the reel and then we'll put some line on. Right, okay, so we clipped the knot off and then cut some cardboard to size, put it round, sealed it in with sellotape. So now I'm just going to wind some line on, which you want it fairly tight. And when you're winding line on, always make sure you spool it directly from the spool, not off the top of the spool. Always take it directly from the spool, because that will avoid it all being twisted up on your line. Now I'll just wind this all on and then we'll do a BIMINI twist in the end. Okay, as you can see we've put the line right and tight up to the edge of the reel, so it'll give us the best cast with the least resistance. The backing we've put on is basically just because we don't want to waste the bottom bit of capacity on the reel. You never get down to that part of the line without putting new line on, and it just saves a bit of line, saves the wasted space of line which is underneath that part. So now we're going to do a BIMINI twist, which is much easier if you've got a friend to hold the tension on the line, but I haven't, so I'll be doing it on my own. Right, so we've got the line on the rod, and here's a BIMINI twist with a twist. So the line goes around the legs like that, just on the very end of your line, just a single knot, just to tie the clip on that will eventually go onto the end of your line. And all this is to do is just for the weight. So instead of sitting there twisting it 50 times, you can just whip it round. Makes life a lot easier and a lot quicker. So approximately 50 twists. Wet the line as you go. Hold the tag end and let the twist come out of it. So you want to then put your legs tight together and pull the knot tight. A few more twists. I'm not sure how many. It must be about 50, I would guess. Then you're pulling it tight. And this is where you've got to get your tension right. So pulling it really tight. Then it takes a bit of practice this. You then start opening your legs, which increases the tension, and start folding the line back on itself. If you make a mistake, just put your legs back together and go back. You've got to get a good run to start with. I'll have to see if we can get this right. As the tension comes on, all of a sudden it will start running back, and there it goes, running back on itself. Your legs are opening wider and keeping the tension. You're controlling the tension with your legs. Now it's getting right the way to the end. Okay, now when it gets to the end, it's just a single knot. There's the rod stand for it. A single blood knot will tie the first part of the twist. Okay, there's the first part done. Second part is just more or less 6 twists. Straight twists through the loop. with the tag end of the line. Now this is the bit, wet it, and this is the bit that can be tricky. It's a case of teasing the loops up. Again, it is much easier if you've got a friend to hold the ends of the tag line for you. It's just that I haven't got any friends. That's my problem. So you can see you've got to keep teasing the knot, because it is just a series of loops. There's no actual knot. Now it is coming together fairly nice. And that's the second part of the twist done. So that's the main part of it. Then pull your clip off, and with the two pieces of line which are remaining, we'll clip the knot down now. You can leave a fairly generous piece on there, and with the two strands of line that come off, clip them with enough space just to tie yourself a knot. Then it's just a standard 3-turn grinner knot onto the clip. I would always use 30-pound line for big fish hunting. This rod I'm just preparing for mackerel fishing, so it's 25-pound line, but really 30-pound line straight through with a BIMINI twist tied on the end. The BIMINI twist will not snap. It will always be the main line that snaps, and I'd say it probably gives you 50% greater strength, because it's usually always the knot that goes. So that's a completed BIMINI twist. And as you see, the main line comes in and has got to go through all those twists of line before it actually gets to the knot. Now that just acts like a giant spring, and then it comes out onto two strands of line which actually attach to the clip, which will then attach to the swivel on the end of the feathers or on the end of your pulley rig.